that were supposed to be here that could not make it, but you guys are the diehards. You are my warriors. Good job. So we're going to start today because I heard on the radio this week that, I think it was Monday, they call it the most depressing day of the year. And it's because it's like a month after the holidays, and yet you're still so far from spring, and it's just you don't see any end in sight. And it's one of those, this is one of those weeks, and so this is falling at a perfect time. Dr. Paula Ruffin had contacted me and said she'd love to present her message to our group, and I thought January is the time to do it. Dr. Paula Ruffin has been practicing for 27 years. She's a chiropractor, a nutritionist, and she helps people be the best version of themselves.
Yeah,
so I'm excited. So thank you, Paula.
Awesome. Wow,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that rounding applause that you gave me there. Thank you guys so much. One of the things that we're going to address today is stress. And is anybody feeling a little stressed from that drive-in? Yeah.
The drive.
Yeah. My 1 hour drive was 1 hour and 40 minutes, and with multiple cars in the ditch. And so I am just grateful and blessed to be here, and I'm glad you're all here as well. So, okay, so we're going to get started here. One of the things that Kim was telling me about is we were talking about busy meeting planners, busy professionals. How can we best set up our lives through all of this stress? So I want to start by asking a question. Who here would like better work-life balance? Anybody? Okay. Who thinks they have the perfect work-life balance? Okay, should see all the hands go up on the first question, no hands on the second question. Here's the problem. When we are working, what is it? We get to Friday and we're like, thank God it's Friday. And then the weekend comes. Oh my God, I've been dying for the weekend. Then we get Monday. It's another Monday. And then what do we get on Wednesday?
The weekend's almost.
Hump day, it's hump day, right? So, and then Friday comes, thank God it's Friday. The weekends are never long enough. Oh my gosh, I need a vacation. So we spend all this time ruminating about not being at work, and it just creates more stress for us. And so if we contrast that, this is me in Sedona. I'm on vacation. Anybody been to Sedona before? Oh my gosh, is it the most beautiful, magical place you've ever seen on the planet? So I'm at the top of Cathedral Rock, which was a very frightening climb. And if you're familiar with this climb at all, it's about 1,000 feet, almost straight up, what it seems like. You feel like you're climbing stairs for a solid hour and a half. And to get there, you have to kind of shimmy around a little bit of the mountain to get to this, which is the most energetic, most beautiful part of Sedona, of this particular hike. And the goal was to get there. Well, in that climb, my daughter and I got there. It was sunup, so the sun's rising. We got there about 6 a.m. And every step we took, we kept looking back. And it was literally like 10 more steps, and we'd look back. And it's like, we felt like we climbed another 100 feet. We hadn't, but it's just that steep. But looking out at the valley and the way the sun was shining and hitting the red rocks, I mean, the beauty of it was incredible. And I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that nowhere in that 1,000 steps to get to the top did I ever think to myself, I can't wait to get back to work. So we spend all this time at work wishing we were not at work. And then to contrast, we go on vacation and we really want to be present there. So what if work-life balance, because it just so far outweighs our life, what if it's not about work-life balance? What if it's about work balance? So I'm going to present to you something from a little bit of a different lens that hopefully will be able to create a little bit better balance within our work life that then helps us to maybe see that it just balances out the rest of our life. Does that make sense? Okay, so I go on vacation. You guys go on vacation. You come back, you're feeling amazing, you're ready to take on the world. You're refreshed, and you think, I can handle just about anything. You wake up that next morning to go to work, and you get hit with it. And it's the chaos once again. And you feel like you just went straight back into the fire. Emails, text messages, phone calls, but that doesn't stop you. You're like, I'm good. I just came off a vacation. I'm fine. I can handle this. And then about 2 hours in, it's about 10 a.m., and you just feel like curling up in a fetal position on your desk and calling it a day. Anybody ever feel like this? Anybody? Am I the only one? Yeah. No. Don't be afraid. You can raise your hand. So this is what this chronic stress does. It bombards us on a daily basis. And the problem is we're scheduled from morning, noon to night. Everything we do is on a timeline and it's on a deadline. And so that creates even more stress on us. Then, just when you think you have it figured out, you're like, I'm gonna get that project done by this amount of time, I'm gonna meet with these people, you've got it, you're in your lane. And then all your coworkers come to you because they need help. And suddenly you get sidelined. And now you're even more stressed out because you had it going on and now somebody else needs you. And we just feel like we keep getting pulled in all these directions. So now you're like, I can't wait to go home. Oh my God, I forgot to go to the grocery store, pick up food for the kids, dog food. You get home, you gotta make dinner, you gotta take care of the family, you gotta walk the dog. It just never seems to stop. Anybody feel this hamster wheel? Anybody? Okay, so we're on this hamster wheel of life. And the problem is, this is what's called chronic stress. We were built for what's called acute stress. So we were built for things that happen in a moment, not things that happen over a long period of time. And the problem with most of our chronic disease today is it's driven by this chronic stress. Now, chronic stress is very much like being chased by a saber-toothed tiger each and every day, all day long. It's waiting for you at your bedside before you wake up in the morning. It's there to greet you, and it follows you throughout the day. So here's what happens. You're gonna learn a little bit about physiology and how the body works, because if you understand that, you'll understand what drives chronic disease. And then we're gonna wrap this up by showing you how you can counteract this chronic stress, okay? So when you get chased by a saber-toothed tiger, that is a one-time event. Your body goes into fight or flight. It sets out those stress hormones. It's done, you save yourself, and then you go back to life. That's called an acute stress. That's what we were built for. We're not built to be being chased by this tiger all day long. So let's talk about this. Fight or flight. We've heard of that term, right? Okay, fight or flight is your sympathetic nervous system. So it's the part of your nervous system that basically allows you to save your life. So you're walking along the prairie, the sun is shining, birds are singing. So, I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful day. Things are going your way. And all of a sudden, here comes the saber-toothed tiger. And he's straight out of the brush, okay? So what do? Hopefully you don't soil yourself. You gotta run, right? Well, here's what happens when you have to run like that. So immediately your body goes from what we call rest, digest, and repair. That's your parasympathetic nervous system. You're gonna hear me saying both of these terms throughout this talk. So we go from that to our fight or flight. And in order to do that, let's say you just ate a sandwich. Well, your body at that point does not care about digesting that food. What it cares about is pushing the blood to the legs and the arms. So you can fight, you can flee, and you can save your life. Climb a tree. It gives you that superhuman powers. We've all heard those stories about a mother picking a car up off a baby, right? We've heard those stories. That's fight or flight. Your body gets superhuman powers. But your body doesn't care about digesting that sandwich anymore. That is like child's play. So about 90% of my practice is spent helping people repair their gut, because our digestive issues are in the gutter. There's another word I could use, it would be, but we won't use that word. So digestive issues are super common, and if you're suffering from digestive issues, you probably are under chronic stress, and we need to get that under control. The other thing that happens is you can't think clearly. You cannot problem solve. You've just gone from your frontal lobe in your brain to other parts of your brain that just allow you to look and see to save your life. Find a place to run, find a place to flee, find a place to hide. But if you had to do a math problem, you can't do it. So how many people are struggling with foggy brain? Yeah, this is chronic stress. So we get foggy brain, we have ADD, ADHD, we can't focus, we have anxiety, we have depression. So can you start to see how chronic stress is driving so much of the chronic health issues we're experiencing today? We see that? Yes or yes? Yes, okay. Another thing that happens, and I think this is really cool because I geek out on the human body and how our bodies take care of us. Our body's ability to adapt is amazing. So one of the things that happens is your cholesterol goes up. So we have good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. We heard those terms? Okay, bad cholesterol, LDL, is not bad. It's just bad when it's been elevated for too long. But here's what it does. It's sticky. It clots more quickly. So now what happens, you get the saber-toothed tiger, your HDLs go up, you have to run. Well, what if that saber-toothed tiger reached out and was like, whoosh, and sliced your arm open? Do you want to heal faster or slower? Faster. So HDL is going up is your body's adaptation to say, we're going to heal in the event of an injury. How cool is that? But let's think about this. High cholesterol. You all know somebody who's on cholesterol medication, don't you? And it's mostly because of that LDL number that we put them on medication to drive that down instead of teaching them techniques to actually calm the nervous system. Is this starting to make sense now? Yeah. So we have to get off of this hamster wheel of chronic stress and start to utilize some, every time it changes a computer, that was perfect this morning. Go with it, okay, all right. So we're gonna go from chronic stress, we're gonna go to the other side of the nervous system that's responsible for what's called rest, digest, and repair. That's the parasympathetic nervous system. But there's really 4 buckets. Now, I know I was gonna present to you 10 tips, but they're really a little deeper than that. Each one of these buckets could be a talk on its own, just so you know. So I tried to break it down into really easy chunks for you, and then also making sure that I picked like my favorites out of each of these buckets, and we can always go deeper at another time. I have a really active YouTube channel, so feel free to follow me there, and there's a lot of this stuff I go in depth on. But let's talk about rest, digest, and repair to start. Okay, this is, I told you you're gonna learn some like anatomy, physiology. This is really cool. So this is your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve, it's the longest nerve in the body. It starts from, there's one on each side of the brain, and it comes down across your throat. It goes down into, wraps around the heart and the lungs, into your digestive organs, and into your reproductive organs. Now, why is that so important? Have you ever had a thought and got butterflies in your stomach? How does a thought create a feeling? That's your vagus nerve. You're activating your vagus nerve. You're activating rest, digest, and repair. We need to tap into this, and if we can tap into that, that's almost like the Holy Grail to get out of stress. So the vagus nerve, super cool, because if we can, once we go from chronic stress to rest, digest, and repair, we're activating that, and we get into a healing state. Now there's things that affect the vagus nerve. Besides all that chronic stress, it's just straight up posture. Who's sitting like this all day long? All of us, all day long. Now if you're not at work like this, you're probably home on a tablet. I have a lot of friends who knit, so even anything that's looking down, what happens is, because it comes down like this through the throat and across the abdomen, anytime you slouch, what do you think I'm doing to that signal?
Cutting it off.
Cutting it off. So I'm cutting off the information superhighway to your body that is the most protective thing you can do. So we want to open it up. We always want a clear message through that information superhighway, and the tools that we're going to talk about today are going to help you get there. So I do like to talk about posture. As a chiropractor, it is the most protective thing that we can do. This is just a caption from one of the videos on my YouTube channel that talks about how to do this stretch. Now, Because we're all like this, we need to reverse the posture. So I'm going to show you a stretch. So everybody's going to stand up for me. I'm going to wake everybody up as if the stress of the drive didn't wake you up enough.
We need this.
Good. Yeah, I know, right? All right. So the most important thing is to restore this curve in the neck, because 80% of people have a reversed curve in the neck, which cuts down the vagus nerve's ability to function and help you rest, digest, and repair. So you're going to take your hands and you're just going to cup them, clasp them behind your head. And it's as if you're lifting the back of your head and extending it out. So you're giving yourself a little bit of traction. So you want to extend your head back as you're resting your head into your hands and allowing your hands to provide a little bit of traction. And then you can open the elbows up a little bit more, and you really feel that front chest open up. Do you feel that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great. And then you just want to hold that for 2 to 3 breaths. And that's it. And have a seat. Do that once an hour. Set an alarm. Now, I also want to warn you that sometimes the simple things, people are like, you forget about them. But these are so simple, and they can have such a huge impact on your life. They stack across the day. So if you did that once an hour for 8 to 10 hours a day, you can dramatically reverse a lot of the stressors from this forward body tension, okay? So the next one, probably wondering, why does everybody have balloons? And what does a balloon animal have to do with this? Well, one of the best ways to reset the vagus nerve is with deep breathing. If you Google deep breathing for stress, you will get a multitude of ways. And in my 27 years of doing this, I've taught a multitude of ways. The problem is, most people don't remember it. But everybody in here has blown up a balloon, right? You think you'll forget how to blow up a balloon? No. So this is going to be like such a cool technique for you guys. All right, everybody pick up the balloon. We're going to blow up that balloon together. Did you get one?
I want one.
Thank you. Want red or blue?
Blue. Sure.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if anybody needs one back there. Thank you. Okay. So you were the kid making squeaky noises in class. Okay, everybody has a balloon? Perfect. Okay. All right. Now, before you blow up the balloon, I want you to just kind of take note at what happens and what you do and how you blow up that balloon, and then we're going to talk about that. You ready? Okay, let's everybody blow up your balloon. Okay. You can tie your balloon, you can let the air out. You can save it for later. I have more. What's that? Strike? Okay, what did you notice on the inhale? What's that? What did you notice on the inhale versus the exhale? Was there a difference? The exhale's longer. The exhale, so we go. This move, that's fight or flight, right? You get scared, that's fight or flight. The exhale is your rest, digest, and repair. I want you to keep a balloon next to your desk, on your desk all day long. And once an hour, blow that balloon up. You will reset your nervous system in a very fun way, right? Is that better than going, okay, and breathe in, right? Okay. And then somebody's going to tie the knot, and then somebody's going to start banging around the office. And then we create all kinds of fun. Okay. But I love this balloon exercise because you'll never forget it. It's the easiest way to reset your nervous system. Now, other ways to reset your nervous system are gargling. So vigorously gargling. So anything in the throat, singing, and humming. Okay, we're going to do another activity together. Does everyone know row, row, row your boat?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, we're going to take 2 sides of the room because it's only fun when you do it in sections, right? Yeah. What's that?
In rounds.
In rounds, yes. All right, so you 3 tables, you're going to come in second, And you 3 tables, you're gonna start. Are you ready? Okay, ready? Row, row, row your boat. Hang on, hang on. Stand up. Come on, come on. Come on, stand up.
You're singing.
Now, everybody's singing. Nobody's gonna hear you. And you're protecting yourself and your body. So, like you mean it. Like you were 4 years old again singing this song. Are we ready? This side of the room, ready? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Woo! Give yourselves a hand. Nice job. Have a seat. Good job. Okay, now I do a lot of ergonomic training, so I go into companies and I teach them how to exercise and do stretches to prevent injuries. And I always teach them to do a pre-shift workout. So maybe we can encourage you guys to do a pre-shift song. Okay? Just something to lighten your day. And singing's fun, and it brings happiness and joy. So you've just done 2 really powerful things to reset your vagus nerve. And I don't think you'll forget that, right? No? Yes? Okay. All right, nourishment. Nourishment is a huge subject, and of course I have such passion for nourishment because my mom raised me in a way that she taught us how to have healthy eating habits. She taught us how to cook. When we were kids, I was 8 years old, and she taught me how to read food labels. And I'm trying to say monosodium glutamate. And she'd say, does it sound like food? And I'd say, no. She goes, then put it back. So I'm super grateful to her because she put me on this path to be able to live my life like this and then be able to help hopefully inspire others to live this way. So with nourishment, the biggest problem we have with our health, sorry about it was perfect, it was perfect. So is water. Water, water, water. Now, most everybody I know is dehydrated. People don't like to drink water because they say, then I have to go to the bathroom. Did you know that's what's supposed to happen? Yeah, you're supposed to flush your system out. And then I have people, oh gosh, so many people over the years, I don't like water. And then I look at them and all the chronic health issues that they're facing, and respectfully I say, I don't care. Drink water. It is cheap and it is easy. And if I can't help you drink water, then I can't do anything for you. This is the one thing. It's non-negotiable. You must be hydrating your body and your cells if you want to flush your body out and have better health. Can we all agree to that? Yes? Okay, so my whole thing, first thing upon waking, 12 ounces of water. Straight, feet hit the floor, go to the kitchen, grab 12 ounces of water and drink it down even before you touch your coffee. This starts all the digestive processes going. It wakes your body up. It gets things moving. It moves your bowel movements through, and God knows, like, people are not pooping today, and we've got to get that going. I always have to say that because it's the truth. And then over the course of the day, you're going to drink a half of your body weight in ounces. So start calculating. People are like, oftentimes I'll get people like this 8-ounce bottle, and they'll go, I drank at least 2 of those, and I'm like, great. Drink 6 more, okay? So you've got to have enough water in your body for your body to do what it needs to do, which is keep you healthy. Stay away from fashion waters. They have artificial sweeteners, flavors, and colors in them. Just water, just pure water. And we can have a whole conversation about bottled water, but we're not going there today. No, we don't have time for that. But water, hydrate, hydrate. Yes, ma'am?
So is that like half body weight? I've always wondered that. If you're heavier, you're still doing
half of your ideal body weight, sorry. So if you're like obese and you're, so what would be your ideal? But if you're 300 pounds, you should be 200 pounds. It should be 100 or more, a little bit more, I would say. Because it actually can really help with weight loss as well. So when the body's dehydrated, it can't flush out toxins, and toxins will stay stored in the fat tissue. So a lot of people who are overweight, I'm like, you've got to drink water to give the body a way to flush out the toxins, otherwise it's going to hang on to it. Does that make sense? Yeah, so that's long-term storage. If it can't get out safely, it's going to keep it. Okay, nourishment, food. So the vagus nerve is made up mostly, and all your nerves are made up of mostly of omega fatty acids. So think fish oil or fish. And with fish is omega-3. So omega-3 fatty acids are very anti-inflammatory, and omega-6 fatty acids are very inflammatory. What's omega-6? Conventionally grown beef, processed foods, artificial sweeteners, flavors, or colors, like anything that's going to be part of a processed food that's going to cause inflammation will be more in the omega-6 category. Yes, ma'am?
I have like a personal like fear of like fish, seafood, because I'm like, with some of the good things that come with it, I'm like, but with how much mercury and stuff there is, I'm like, is it worth it? So I would just be curious on like your thoughts of like the balance between how much mercury and like toxins are in it, and like, does that outweigh the benefits from what you see in general? Or if it does, what types of like fish would you recommend?
This is a great question. And again, like a much deeper dive, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents on it since you asked. So with fish, we always want deep water, cold, wild caught fish. Farm raised fish is so toxic that it's not even worth putting in your mouth. It has so many chemicals that are added to it. There's colorants that are added to it. It creates, they raise them off of pens, off the shores, and in those pens they get sea lice, so it kills other wildlife. So I'm going a little deeper there, but if you're going to have fish, it's got to be deep, wild caught. Now, we still have an ocean full of toxins and microplastics that are found in our fish. And so I do recommend that we supplement with fish oil, because the recommendation for a pregnant woman is 2 per month, 2 servings per month, because of the mercury that can still bioaccumulate in there. However, small fish doesn't have enough time to bioaccumulate, so sardines, anchovies, things like that, mackerel, and so we eat a lot of that in our house. So yeah, it is something to be mindful of. You don't want to be eating, like people who eat tuna fish every day are toxic in heavy metals. So we want to be mindful of how much we're eating, and then supplement as far as the fish oil goes. Conventional meats are much higher in omega-6 inflammatory fatty acids. The grass-fed beef, grass has omega-3s in it. So the cows eat the grass, we eat the cows. They're higher in omega-3s. So stick with grass-fed varieties if you can. Good answer to your question? It's a great question.
So basically nothing like larger than like sardines essentially is perfect.
You can have salmon or tuna, but just understand it's got to be wild caught, and you probably don't want to be eating it more than once a week.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then I did touch on this. We have to stay away from the brown and colored foods that aren't natural. These foods are toxic to us. They're toxic to our kids. They're killing our brain. They cause so much inflammation. I had a patient say to me once, but I don't want to deprive my child of being a child. This is not depriving your kids of being children. This is depriving them of being a healthy, functioning adult. So I always need to make sure that I say that, you know, again, my mom raised me with good habits. I raised my daughter with good habits. So this is about leaving a legacy of better health for your children. Our kids are the first generation in history that will not have the same lifespan we do. So consider that, and that's because of this chronic health issue. Okay, movement. Movement is critical to longevity. This move right here, this is a air squat, and we're all gonna do a chair squat. Now, air squat is, or this exercise, this actually can determine your longevity. This can determine your age, that your length of years that you would live. So if you can only do like 2 of them, then you better get working, okay? This is also a great exercise to do if you're sitting at your desk all day. Stand up and do 10 of them, 5 of them, I don't care. But again, they accumulate over the course of the day. So everybody stand up. And if you already know how to do a squat or an air squat, great. If you don't, the best way to learn is to have a chair behind you. And what you want to be able to do is just make make sure my chair's back there. Come down, and you want to touch your bum and stand back up. So the object is not to go into a full sit unless you need that assist if you're just beginning or if you have bad knees. But if you have bad knees, this is a great exercise. So everybody down. We're just going to do 5 of them. Just touch your bum, stand up, touch your bum, and you should start to feel your quads working. Yeah, looks good. Nice job. All right, how we feel? A little energized?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect, good. Start adding that into your day. Like I said, if there's one activity, if you wake up in the morning and you start to move like that, you will actually improve your strength. And then there are stretches you can do that will help flexibility. Now we have people who are really flexible, but they don't have functional strength. Functional strength is mobility. So functional strength is the ability to have a lengthened muscle through flexibility, a strong muscle, and move it through a full range of motion. So a full squat all the way down and all the way up, that is mobility. Being able to get down here and get up, that would be my goal for you, is can you get your butt all the way to the ground? My knees get creaky and achy and I do it more. But we have to work on mobility, not just the flexibility and strength. And this is one great way to start. Any questions on that? Okay. All right, mindset. So if I say to you, what's your name?
Tara.
Hi, Tara. Tara, how are you doing today?
Great.
Love Tara's answer.
Molly.
Molly, hi Molly, how are you doing today?
I'm tired.
Molly's tired. Amber, how are you doing today?
I'm okay.
I'm okay. Okay, so we need to be able to have better answers in order to be able to get our minds in a place that they can get us to where we want to be. That positive thinking, there's actually something to that. So gratitude is where we want to start. Practice gratitude on a daily basis. 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning and 3 things you're grateful for in the evening. And I like to call this my nighttime brain dump. So get yourself a journal, and in this journal, you're gonna just dump from the brain. Anybody have chattery thoughts at the end of the day and can't go to sleep? Yeah, this gives your brain the power and the permission to turn off so you can get a good night's sleep. We have to sleep. If we're not sleeping, we're not healing. And mindset becomes a huge part of that. Because you can have motivation, but it's fleeting. It's the discipline that will get you to where you want to be. How many times have you done something because you're disciplined and not motivated to do it, but you have the discipline to do it? So think about it that way. You're not gonna succeed on motivation. So then the last piece is this. Who loves meetings?
We do.
Now, we have meetings to go through what's working, what's not, how do we build the business, how do we get more clients, how do we build the bottom line, how do we grow for next year. Agreed? But there's one meeting you're missing with the most important person, and that's you. Take 10 minutes every single week and have a meeting with yourself. Who are you? What do you want? What are you passionate about? What do you want to see more? Because we have to establish that work balance that we talked about. And the only way to do that is to get a conversation with yourself to understand what your needs are personally. Can we all agree to this? Maybe once a week, take 10 minutes. Yes? Awesome. Okay. And then you just get to do really cool stuff. The more you take care of yourself, you get to do really cool stuff with your kids maybe, and then create experiences that are memorable. Now I know that I gave you a lot and I had to try to distill that down, but here's the thing, you need to just start. It's never going to be perfect, and a lot of people get paralyzed by that. It's not going to be perfect, I promise you, but you need to start today and then start again tomorrow. And after a few steps, you'll find yourself on that road to success, and you'll be putting your health in the right position, finding more work-work balance, and being able to stay calm in the face of chaos. So you can scan that QR code, and I will have all of these tips emailed over to you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Paula. I
Thank
think
you.
just the balloon thing was so fun. And then, we're all going to end up, these are going to be. Everybody go ahead. Your
Right?
sponsors around. Go ahead and do it. Just go. Go ahead. Get it out of your system.
It's good. It's a good team exercise.
Yeah, come pick them up later. So thank you, Paula.
Thank you
Okay,
guys so much.
so we're going to move on to our next. Is this still going?
It's
We
still
wanna,
going. Yes. It's
Did everybody get the QR code?
No.
Oh, hold on one second. I don't know why that's.
Do you want me to turn it?
Yeah. Can we turn off the recording now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I don't really